What's going on is the objective jerk, and said jerk. How's everybody doing? I don't know why I have to do that every time. Do my little intro, take a sip. I don't know. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Yeah, so what's up? I wanted to talk a little about, I wanted to talk about Bernie Sanders on Joe Rogan. And then, what else? There was something else. Crap. I forgot what I was going to talk about. Anyway, real quick with me, same old, just trying to go to the gym, less salt, less oil with my food, less sugar, or no sugar, obviously. You know what sucks is, real quick, so here in the Philippines, like in America, people take for granted, certain products, right? And, once a product is out or it's available, it'll always be available, right? But here it's a little different. And it could be just because maybe it didn't sell that well. But there are times when something will be available, like at the local, like major grocery chain. I'm not talking about the mom and pop stores, but the grocery, and like they'll have like a type of coffee, a brand of coffee or something, right? And I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try this, and then I'm using it, I like it. A few months goes by, and then all of a sudden, nothing. It's not there anymore. We don't have it. It's like McDonald's with their McRib or whatever. You know what I mean? It's only there for a limited time. Well, come on, man. Holy crap. Why was I talking about this? Why did I bring this up? There was something. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, okay. That's right. So, you won't have certain things, like you don't have a wide select. Like if you go to Walmart or whatever, it's like every kind of ice cream, every flavor all the time, right? I'm using ice cream in this example because that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I love ice cream. That's kind of like one of my guilty pleasures that I have not eaten in a while now. I love, especially it's hot here, so something cold and, like my favorite thing is a vanilla with Mountain Dew, like float, which is so bad. But I don't know, I like it. But yeah, so I had to cut those things out, I mean, every once in a while I'll get something, I'm sure, but I just haven't lately. I've been really trying to abstain from it. But anyway, so my favorite ice cream is vanilla. And my favorite product, or the way to buy it that I would be the little pint container, right? So they have the local brand or Filipino kind of brand. I think it's called like Great Select or Select or something. And they have all kinds of crazy flavors, stuff that's not even in the States, But I like vanilla, so I'd always be on the lookout for vanilla. And sometimes and I don't like getting the bigger containers because I would end up eating that container like within 2 to 3 days, So, because I know me, I like ice cream. So I would get the little pint, and then, that was just enough, and then that would, curb my sweet tooth or whatever for a while. And so, but you never ever, or I never ever saw the vanilla ice cream in the pint size. Like, can't remember if I've ever seen it since I've been here. I've been here 5 years. So yesterday, I was going for a walk with my son, and we stopped by 7-Eleven because he wanted to get a drink as we were walking. And I, was walking around just checking out stuff. And I look in the freezer, and lo and behold, vanilla pint size. And I'm like, man, are you serious? I was like, like a couple months ago, I would have been all over it. I've been like, oh, dude, I would have probably bought 4 of them just to have them because they never, you know what I mean? Vanilla pint size, that's my jam, kind of. And it was just like, it figures, right? And then my son was like, see, that's the devil, man. He's trying to tempt you. He's trying to tempt you. Which he's probably more right than, you realize. But I did not buy any. Um, you know, maybe in a couple months when I really, you know, when I can continue on. So I have 3 physical activities I do: the gym and mountain biking. And okay, so 2, but I'm trying to start a 3rd. I got like a heavy bag. I'm getting all the stuff ready and get it set up so I can, do some boxing, because I'm very bipolar-ish ADD. So it's like I kind of get bored. I mean, right now is not the greatest time to be riding a bike because it's rainy season. So I'm always trying to. So I was like, okay, instead of trying to, ride every once in a while, it's like I'll go to the gym. The gym has been hugely beneficial. I've been losing weight or losing fat, and so, gosh, dude, I'm fine. I swear to God, I clear out, get everything going. I take a whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm good. And then as soon as I start talking, man, just this place, man, brings the mucus out of me. Anyway, so I'm trying to have 3 different things. So if I'm, it's rainy or I can't go and do whatever, can't go biking. So that's the thing, is biking is more just me. I'm an introvert, or, hitting the bag if I get once I get it set up. I have everything I need now for the most part. But I don't really like being around people sometimes. So it's like the gym may be kind of like, I don't really want to go to the gym. So I'm trying to make a little area in the bag and maybe like a little bar dip thing, just to kind of get a little something if I'm in my, my depressed, don't want to be around people mode. Trying to get, so I just maintain some sort of activity, whether I'm in a good mood, bad mood, depression, or whatever. You know what I mean? There's always something. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for before, like once I kind of get through a few months of, and I'm still maintaining the activity that I'm currently doing. So I've been going to the gym every other day. It started mountain biking. So I've been pretty active for the last, 4 months or so. I mean, pretty active for me, But, I used to ride like almost every day, every other day. I used to ride my bike, but then I just went through, and it helped me get through my dad dying and everything. But the bike broke, and then I was like, and I didn't want to fix it, and then I just didn't ride for the longest time. So I'm just trying to really have no excuse other than my brain to not do something, whether it's, punching a bag, riding a mountain bike, or going to the gym. So that's kind of the goal for myself as far as, being active, and then plus just cutting out ice cream for now. I don't drink alcohol, beer, or anything. And yeah, I don't know. So don't drink soda. The worst thing I drink is I'll drink like a Monster or energy drink, kind of like a pre-workout before I go to the gym. Especially has to be something with sugar, because I notice if I don't have sugar before, I get kind of lightheaded. So I need a little bit of sugar when I go do that. But other than that, that's kind of what I'm trying to, coffee, water. And, I'm just trying to eat decently. I mean, I'm not like measuring and counting my calories and all that kind of stuff, but I am just trying to, like, no salt, less oil, or no oil, or you know what I mean? So things like that. Excuse me. Like, my wife made a really good early dinner. Actually, I think that might have been a late lunch. Like a pork roast that she seared and then baked, and then she made some potatoes and beets and broccoli. So it was very American, or not Filipino, and it was nice. It was good. which is, usually how we kind of eat. I don't eat like poorly, except unless we go to like a fast food, and I haven't eaten, and I don't eat fast food all the time. Generally, only time I would eat fast food is because just for that, because it's fast. It's like, oh, hey, we need something. So I just get a burger or something. No soda, no fries and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, I've been trying to really avoid. And one kind of nice thing about here is not that it's healthy, but I don't know, it's a little maybe better. I don't know. But all the fast food places here do have like chicken. You can get, it's fried chicken though. And rice, and you know what I mean? So it's kind of more of a meal than fast food, I guess, but still fried chicken. Trying to cut that out too. Anyway. So that's all. Oh man, it's 10, 11 minutes. Kind of yakking about myself more than I usually do. Okay. So, but that's it. So that's what's going on with me. So, now for Bernie. I've said before, I watch Joe Rogan or what? I'm doing a podcast. Give me a minute. Of course. Anyway, so I listen, I don't know how to average it out, but I would say maybe like twice a month, maybe I'll listen to a Rogan podcast. I think I talk about it more, or it seems like probably I do listen to it more, than I do. Does that make sense? Sound like Bernie Sanders. But I don't really listen to every like Rogan podcast, It depends what mood I'm in, if I want to do a conspiracy or whatever. I check. I'll get on there and I'll look and see who he's had on and this and that, but I don't really listen to it too often. What I do is I watch a YouTuber who he watches that's kind of like his content. Well, I think he has other stuff, but the one I watch anyway is he watches Rogan, and then he, breaks down the episode and shows clips from it and talks about it like that. So it's kind of the cliff notes of the episode, But anyway, so I saw, that Bernie Sanders was on Rogan, like it came up, the actual YouTube JRE episode, and the whole episode had Bernie Sanders, and I was like, man, I'm interested, but like I can't listen to Bernie Sanders for an hour and a half or however long it was. There's just no way. At least just based off of what little I have seen and heard of him, So I was like, I'll wait for the guy that I watch and wait for him to put out something and kind of go over it, and then go from there. So he did. And again, it's only mainly one little topic that he talks about, but it's stuff like this that really kind of, that for me makes it hard to listen to the other side of the argument, because they never have a good argument. This is why the left is crumbling, and nobody believes what the left, the Democrats, CNN, all of them have to say, is because of things like this. So I love the fact that people like Bernie Sanders and who was that one guy? I don't know. Certain people get on Joe Rogan and then they just look like complete idiots, because I think they really believe that they're right. But then, that's what I like about Rogan is he's pretty level-headed. He's not one side or the other, there are times when, you wished he would have asked a little more. Like people complain about, like with Trump, but he did ask him questions and this and that, but I think Rogan was more interested in what it's like to be president, and he was trying to get some information and this and that, and he was just letting Trump talk. giving him the platform because he was trying to get Kamala as well. Let Kamala come on and just talk and do whatever. So I know if Trump ever goes back on Rogan, I think he'll throw some questions that maybe, not the nicest or whatever towards him. I hope he does, and I hope so. But anyway, so let me see. So Bernie, here, I'll just say this. Okay, so they're talking about one of the things that they talk about is the Trump suing like the media, 60 Minutes and all this kind of stuff, right? And the thing, it's like he makes it seem like Trump is just going out blindly attacking all these people or all these companies or all these news agencies or whatever to try and silence them. But he's only went after the people that lied and attacked Trump. You know what I mean? And Bernie's trying to be like, oh, well, you get attacked all the time. You get this and that. It's like, dude, no, you can't. It's not the same thing when it can affect the presidential election and you have people creating all these lies.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode. And it's to say that, oh, well, people do, like, to make excuses for 60 Minutes to edit the Kamala Harris interview in her favor. Either he is doing his job or he's so fucking gone he believes the shit that he talks about. You know what I mean? Like, in no way, left, right, whatever, that's not okay to edit somebody's. And the thing is like the left-wing media does that all the time. It's not just 60 Minutes. There's so many other ones that Trump could go after, but no, he went after 60 Minutes. And then Bernie's like, well, 60 Minutes has been, a staple of whatever, this and that for so long. It's like, yeah, but people can be corrupted, right? I mean, so, okay, yeah. So 60 Minutes has been, the journalist, professional mainstream journalism to get to the facts and whatever, this and that. So there's no way that they could be bad now. It's like, well, okay. Well, Trump was looked at by everybody, political, famous, whatever. Everybody loved Trump before he ran for president. And as soon as he ran for president, then all of a sudden he's horrible. So how come it can happen there, but it can't happen 60 Minutes? So to just sit there and be like, oh, well, 60 Minutes, it's okay. They can't. It's like, are you nuts? You just allow corruption and lies and it's okay? It's like, dude, they're just mad because the system, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, is not in control right now. I mean, they're probably in more control than we realize or want to admit. But, dude, when Bush Sr. was president, deep state didn't care. The deep state is always in control. Bush, Clinton, Bush W, Obama, they're all puppets from the same puppet master, And it makes it seem like, oh, we're the people are voting and this and that. And it's like, yeah, okay, so then they're voting and they're voting the Democrat or Republican, but they're both the same thing. They both feed the system, And Trump was the first one to not be a part of that system because Trump has such an ego. He don't want nobody telling him what to do. He's the president. He's going to do what he sees, fit or what's best. And it's like people are like, they don't like I don't know. It's like, it's almost like they're afraid that the wool that's been pulled over the American eyes for decades and decades is like, what is it? Like, why are they so afraid? They don't want to realize, or they don't want to believe that we've all been lied to all for years and years, decades, because no matter who's in office, the same people make money, the same people get rich, the same, all that crap. They all would just like, okay, here. It's just, I don't know. But I don't know. That's why I voted for Trump, because I was like, he's not a politician. And he has such an ego that he can't be pushed around. And it's true. Look, And then you got people like Bernie trying to be like, oh, like his excuses, for, like, he's attacking the media. It's like, dude, they interviewed Kamala and they edited an answer to a question that wasn't even the answer to the question they asked. Like, it wasn't edited for time or this and that. Like, completely changed it. That's why, I don't know, I think presidential, from here on out, when a president is speaking to the media or in what, it should always be live. It should be live. I mean, maybe there's like a 5-second delay or something, but it should be live, because Kamala is a complete embarrassment of a human being. Like, she's complete trash. She's a fucking idiot. Like, Biden was old and feeble, but Kamala was just she was stupid. And they were trying to hide that fact, just like they tried to hide Biden's health and all that stuff. Oh, he just suddenly got cancer, stage 4, within a week. It's like, gosh, all this stuff. And people, I mean, again, people do see it, and that's why CNN is like on life support, and so many things, they're just crumbling. The Democrat Party, everything is just it's awesome. So things are great and it's awesome. It just makes me sad that people either don't want to believe or choose not to see it. And just because it shows that they either lost or they've been tricked and fooled all these years. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to admit all these conspiracies, because then, I guess maybe it makes them feel like nobody wants to admit COVID was bullshit and all the crap they tried spouting was bullshit and all it did was poison people and all this stuff. Like, nobody wants to believe that their government would do that. They want to live in fairy tale land, and they can't believe the truth. And it's like, why is that? Is it just, I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, that's kind of it. Watch the Joe Rogan with Bernie Sanders. Or if you're like me and you can't watch that much of Bernie, watch I Am Coach Colin YouTube channel. He's a guy I watch for like Joe Rogan stuff. So like if I see somebody that's on there and I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to watch that. I mean, it depends on who it is. You know what I mean? Like, some people I know, I'll watch it regardless. But if it's like somebody where I'm like, who is that exactly? And I'll do some research, whatever. I'll wait for this guy to talk about it, to share some of the, insights to the episode, and then I'll watch it if I like it or whatever. But because I can't stand to listen to just straight up, undeniable, disingenuous lying, and cope. And it's like, I don't know. If you have like a little argument, an actual somewhat kind of argument, okay, but they don't. They just make up all these excuses for why the Democrats suck, and they make up lies on why Trump sucks. You know what I mean? Trump is killing it. The bombing. You know, you can't, dude. There's no war. The World War III. You know, when I heard that he bombed them, I was just like, I was a little apprehensive. I was like, man, we don't need to get involved in that crap. But we didn't. He ended it before it even started. We're not involved. That's it. I don't like the fact that, you know, America supports Israel so much. Like, Israel can just do whatever they want, you know? And then did you see the thing with, what's his name? Ted Cruz? Oh, well, in Bible study, you know, Israel. And it's like, dude, you're so off base. That's not what it means. And the fact that he didn't really know much about it, but like, that's what he's kind of basing his support for Israel on. It's like, yeah. No, sorry. Protestant. It's not the way to go. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your time. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time, and God bless. All right, bye. You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.